Oh, that makes me smile every time. And
Hello.
hey, everybody, welcome to Tomato Talk Live. It's our February 2025 edition. I'm Lauren,
And I am Jen.
and
How is everyone tonight?
what'd you say?
What? I
I said,
said,
and we're
how is
going to teach you
everyone?
love tomatoes.
Yes, absolutely. Favorite thing to grow by far.
Yes, it is. We do this every month, usually the first Friday of the month. Today is Thursday, February 6th, 2025. But I have a wedding tomorrow, so I asked Jen if we could switch it to Thursday. So for those of you watching live, this is an interactive broadcast. Hi, Jade.
Hi. She knew
It's
I was going on live at 7, and this is when she chose to try to eat.
When I come home from work, I do have to eat.
Oh, poor Jade.
No.
We come the first Friday of the month and we talk tomatoes, and we usually have a different topic each time. But we love the live viewers because Jen and I love to interact with all of you. It's a really important part of our show because we can talk anytime, the two of us, but we like to incorporate you all into the conversation. We try to get as many comments on the screen as we can, but that's impossible. So if you have any questions or comments or just want to say hi, please drop a comment. We also have a prize tonight. Typically generous John Kramer is giving away another $25 gift certificate to tomatoeden.net. So put hashtag tomato in the comments if you'd like to win that. What's going on with you tonight, Jen?
Thank you, John. Well, while I was watching your live that you just did, what was it, like an hour ago? I was packing up seeds for the Shamrock seed swap.
Nice.
So I was doing all my Irish themed gifts that I want to give people: Irish stripes, Irish pink, leprechaun blah, leprechaun this, leprechaun that.
When you guys,
So,
if you're participating in the Shamrock Seed Swap, what Jen does with it is just so amazing. When is the information for that? When is the sign up over, or is it over already?
the sign up was over last Saturday or Sunday. So now I'm just waiting for everybody's packages to go out. And they usually get sent out, I think, the first weekend of March, because I try to have stuff arrive around St. Patrick's Day. That's why it's called the Shamrock Seed Swap, because you get your stuff around St. Patrick's Day. But
When is everybody seeds to you, or did that pass already?
what is it?
When does everybody send their seeds to you?
I think next Sunday is the last day that they can be post dated.
Okay, good to know.
So then I can get them probably within the 2 weeks of that, and then have everybody's, put them in a big old pile and start swapping. And I've got Rona's already volunteered, because last year Rona, my cat,
Yeah,
she rolled around in them a bunch and stirred them up real good.
It's
There's something
kitty magic.
if I have packets of seeds, like I have like a big old wicker basket where I've been putting all of them together. She keeps trying to climb into that basket. There's something about seed package. She wants to roll around in them. I don't know.
Is it the plastic, do you think? Because some cats, like Rory, likes some plastics. Maybe this.
No, she's not a bag licker. The other cat, COVID, she's the bag licker. Like we have to get rid of. And then she throws up. Like she'll lick the bags and then go and throw up somewhere. I read that they have meat product in them.
Oh,
which is weird.
Well, that would make
right?
sense.
Yeah.
Why she licks
because we looked it up
chips.
Because we noticed that right after she would lick the bags was when she would vomit, and so we looked it up and it says it's got meat product, and that's why she likes them. Like, and she will like fiend for them. It's weird.
Gelatin. What gelatin mate?
Maybe I don't know.
That's kind of gross.
But yeah, I'm just like, COVID's the bag licker. Rona just likes this to roll in seeds. I don't know. It's like money. Like money would be for me. I'd love to roll around in a pile of money. She wants to roll around.
I'm fine rolling around in bags of seeds, honestly. I think there's.
I guess I would too. Yeah.
Man, money, yeah, but tomato seeds.
Maybe mixture.
Returning for round 2. Hello again. Thanks for being here.
Oh, hello.
Mary. Hi there. Hats off to those of you who just spent an hour and a half with me. Hi, Teresa. We do have fun though. Hi, Naray.
Oh yeah. I was so excited for this. It feels like way too long since
It
I've gotten
does.
to
Hey, Sherman.
chat with you.
Thank you for your time.
Although I did go live. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago? Live by myself.
You did. You did a great job. Glad
Yeah.
to
I don't ever know because I will watch the playback. I can't watch myself do that.
Can't what?
I can't watch myself. I was like, I won't know if I did a good job because I won't watch the replay.
I very rarely watch myself either. I don't like it.
It's already done, and I have to do enough of that when I edit. So, but then I can at least edit out all the stuff that I think looks stupid.
That's why I'm
Can't
like,
do that
I put it in my head. I don't edit. And then it doesn't matter if I look stupid or not. But your video is amazing. I just couldn't do what you do. Hi, Tara Dove. Round 2. Yay. Heidi's here. And Brandy's here. Hi, Brandy. And our Michael is here, producer extraordinaire. We're back. Christy Sessions. Hey, guys. Thank you for watching. You really do. Jen and I just love coming live to you together.
Yeah, my face already hurts.
It does happen from smiling a lot, doesn't it? Hi, Amy.
Yeah.
And Jamie. We missed you today, Jamie. It was a good show, though. I managed to get 11 varieties in an hour and a half. I think it's a new record. I knew if I was under the gun, I'd kind of stick to it, though. And I tasted a tomato with sugar and one with salt.
Yeah.
Which wasn't that great. Hi, Eva.
Have you ever tried it's called brown butter tomatoes?
Yes. Jess from Roots and Refuge, right? We did. We tried it. The season it came out, I think it was 2 seasons ago. Oh my God.
2 years.
Tastes amazing.
Yep.
Hi, Mike.
It's one of those you patiently wait for excellence. Yeah, it's really good.
Hi, Mary. Just had enough time for dinner between shows. Not me.
Oh, nice.
Knocked out upstairs. Jake and Tari will be here soon, and Riley and Rob will be back. Maybe they won't be.
You're gonna have a full house. That's nice.
I have to figure out dinner. Maybe takeout. Hi, Francis. More tomato talk today. Hello. Hi, Missy. And hi, Justin. Make sure you guys put in hashtag tomato to win $25 from tomatoeden.net from our friend John. Thank you, John. Hello. Oh, Southern Belle's back. Yay. New. And she just subscribed to your channel. Yay. Welcome you, Southern Belle. Wasn't sure which one. Yeah, they work on both of ours. But glad you're here. Yep. It's nice to have connected with you today.
Yes.
Teresa likes our opening. Isn't it cute?
Yes. You are very clever with all that stuff.
I'm not sure how I did it. I would really love some kind of intricate opening thing. I'm just not good enough to do that. I could put a couple graphics together, but it'd be fun to have like 2 tomato girls interacting and yapping and music. Hi, Lisa.
Yeah.
And hi, Sun. Back around 2 also. And Karen's here. Hi, Karen. And Michael's back from Metro Detroit. Nice to have you back, Michael.
Oh, welcome back.
Rowena loves our opening graphics, too. And we have Jody Tarawi. Hi, Jody. Thanks for watching. Heidi, it's Jade to know she's making a sweater.
I'll let her know, Heidi. She ran away with her food.
Hi, Kristen. Thanks for being here. By the way, our topic tonight is starting tomato seeds. We'll get to it eventually. Hi, Cynthia.
Yeah.
I'm just about done with the comments here.
Speaking of tomato, I'm like decked out in all my tomato paraphernalia. Look, a friend, Naray, made this for me.
It's beautiful.
Isn't this adorable? It's got like a little leaf, handmade. She said this was her first one, and I was
very talented. You're a lucky girl, Jen.
And then hubby made me these. These are my new earrings.
Gosh,
sorry for the
must have
my chin.
Beautiful.
What's that?
He must have good eyesight. They're small.
So, yeah. He's very good. Well, he likes to make jewelry and other things like that. So I asked him to make these with like clay because there was an Etsy store that had ones that were very, very similar to this.
They're great.
And they're always sold out. And I was just like, can you make them? I want them so bad. And so he
You
made
should
them, and I now.
you can have a new business. Those look like, I mean, I don't see them close up, but to me, they look like anything you'd find on Etsy.
Yeah, he did a really good job. I'm very impressed with him.
Yeah.
And then he's going to make me a letter opener with like a tomato on the end of it.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know about you. I am terrible at opening my mail. I just destroy the outside packaging. I'm like, I need a letter opener.
The way we package our seeds, we put tape on every whatsoever, which I do myself. And then when I get them, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. I'm like, there's nowhere for me to stick my finger.
I do. That's precious cargo. You want to make sure they're not falling out. Did we say hi to you, Cynthia? Hi, Cynthia.
I was going to say, Cynthia, hello. We've been chatting recently. Nice to see you here. Hope you're doing well today.
There we go. Tomato. Hi, Kelly. Nice to have you here. Make sure you guys put in #tomato. Thank you again, John Kramer, for always being so generous each month. We're going to talk in a couple minutes about starting seeds. Hi, Ann. Welcome. And Susan Cooper. Hi, Susan Cooper.
Ooh, we got our first question here.
Got a question already?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm still 10 minutes behind. Hi, Pretty. Nice to see you here. Linda wants to know how many you got in the Shamrock swap.
I think 97.
Wow.
Yeah, 97 people. Yeah. Which I think last year I ended up with like 68.
We're a crazy bunch. We love our seeds.
I think the first year I had 35. So this is my third year doing it, and it just keeps growing and growing. And oh, thank you, Rowena.
She's true.
I appreciate that.
She's right.
I really appreciate that. I've already scheduled next month's. If y'all didn't see it, it has nothing.
Oh, really?
Won't really have anything. Tomatoes. It's the day after Valentine's Day, so February 15th. Ben and I are going to go live, and I've got like a questionnaire. Somebody posted something on Facebook about asking you like, when did you meet? Who liked who first? Who said I love you first? Blah blah. Those kinds of questions. So we're going to do like a question and answer. We'll each answer the questions. And then, whatever else anybody else wants to ask us while we're live, we're open to answering any questions that don't have to do it. Like if somebody wants to ask me about a tomato, I'll gladly talk about tomatoes too. So that'll be my February live because that's one of my intentions. I have to go live once a month by myself.
I like setting intentions.
I got to be a big girl.
Good for you. Good on you. It gets much easier.
Hopefully.
Hi, JWT. Starting seeds in California. All right. Well, we'll start some with you tonight.
Nice.
Jerry's back. Hi, Jerry. We've got 80 live viewers right now. Exciting.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Every month. I am gift bearer with the snake. I am gift bearer. I really like you. I'm not a fan of your snake. I'm scared of snakes.
They serve a purpose, but
they do serve a purpose. In the garden for sure.
Yeah. There was a big black snake last year in my compost pile, and I didn't see him. And I got like this far from him because I was shoveling, and I got down to pull the tarp up to fling the dirt up, and he was right there slithering, and I was like, oh, and backed away. I was like, dude, I'll give you your space. Just please keep moving. I need to work.
I have no doubt, and they're smart, I think, but yeah, just the slithering. I'm not a fan. Hi, Satya. Thanks for being here. Trying not to get buried in the white stuff, she says. And Haley's here. Hi, Haley. I love having a day of talking about tomatoes. Yeah, you guys are going to be sick of me, that's for sure, if you were here for round one. Hi, Harley.
Oh, stop that.
Linda's.
I bet we could spend all day with you. You could just talk about every tomato you've ever known about, and we'd stick with you.
And then the ones I know about, and then I teach myself about, and then there's more, and it's like this vicious cycle. Pretty says, starting my seeds while watching you ladies. I'll be gone for 6 weeks, so they'll be on daughter and husband's mercy. Hopefully they won't kill them. Yeah, that's great.
6 weeks?
I
That's a
planned
long
my trip to
time.
Florida around when we started. Yeah, that's brave, but I'm sure they will take a good job of them, Pretty. I have no doubt. Have a good trip.
Yeah, I mean, tomatoes can take a pounding anyways.
Yeah.
I've seen them where they look like they're just a dead stick, and I can bring it back.
My Vilma died
There.
like legit. She's dead.
I'm pretty sure you wiped her out though. She stuck around for a long time.
I know. We should have a moment of silence. Not really. Vilma is
Okay.
was my 2.5-year-old Vilma micro dwarf. She grew indoors and produced many a harvest.
Again
over
and
2.5 years.
again and again.
And I would
Yeah.
prune her back and refresh the soil, and she'd go again and again. And she breathed her last plant breath a couple weeks ago. She's still sitting over there. I have to have like a ceremony in the spring or something. Hi,
Put her
Cordaro.
back in this pile. Ashes
Ansel.
to ashes.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, Ansel, if you're watching. Hey, buddy.
Hi, Ansel.
And you too, Cordaro.
Hi, Cordar.
Lisa L. liked and subscribed to both YouTube channels. Yay, Seed Starting Class 101.
Oh,
Nice to have
thank
you,
you.
Lisa L.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome.
So you're planning on going to the tomato festival. Speaking of Cordaro, because they posted about the tomato festival
Right.
last year. Ben and I are planning on going.
Yeah,
Nashville.
I've
I don't think I've been to Nashville since I was like 10.
I've never been in Nashville. Yeah, I
You
have it on my
haven't?
calendar. I keep forgetting to ask Rob about it, but I'd like to go.
That's where the Grand Ole Opry is, right? Grand Ole Opry is in Nashville.
Yes.
Because I went there. I think I saw Minnie Pearl.
Oh, little girl.
Yeah.
Southern Belle says, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I've found my people. Every time I speak to
Oh,
my friends
yay.
about tomatoes, I can see their eyes gloss over. So happy I found you all.
Mhm.
We are your family. You have found your
Welcome. Nobody's eyes will glaze over. They will just open wide and listen.
If you aren't already a member of our community, it's Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap on Facebook. We're just about to hit 6,500 members. We just hit 6,000 a couple weeks ago, didn't we?
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But we would love to have you here also. What, Jen?
A lot of activity. Lots of activity too. Like sometimes that number, when you see 6,500, there's other groups that will have like 10,000, but there's no activity in the groups.
You're right. We are a highly engaged group.
Our tomatoes.
Referenced by that article about putting sugar on your tomatoes yesterday. That's all sorts of people I've never seen before. Very strong opinions, kind of like the purple.
Weighing in. Yeah. Oh, that tomato. That one starts some drama.
Yeah, we can't.
We just have to know.
We allow legal trade within the domestic U.S. of that one, but we realize we allowed so many articles because we feel it's a conversation that should be had, but it brought out ugly in people, and so we have a no drama policy in our group, so we had to stop.
We'll just keep the ugly from happening.
Keep the ugly from happening. That's right. Tanya's Townhouse Garden says, I'm from Metro Detroit also. We're happy to have you here.
Oh, cool.
And Mike from South Louisiana is here. I'm going to skim through here. Malachite Jen's here. Better late than never. Christy says, Jen, I just started watching your videos and they're great. You're so much fun.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
And Teresa reminds, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, Teresa. Garden Girl says, hello, tomato sweetheart. Starting my greens in milk jugs and some snapdragons in 3/4 soil blocks. Anxious to hear what you got going on. Me, nothing. I'll start it all when I get back from my trip. R.I.P. Vilma, the one that showed us micros could be tasty and were often indeterminate, right? I mean, I never expected, I never knew micros could live that long. Did you, Jen?
No. I've never been able to keep one alive that long.
I mean, some varieties are just meant to go bloom, and a lot I grow
Yeah.
to review and save seeds from. I don't need it producing a lot. I kind of let them
Mhm.
die after a certain point, but I never knew that they could live that long, so it was pretty neat. I am Gift Bear wants to know if your microdwarfs are ready yet.
I've done one taste test already, put that one up, and well, I've actually recorded another taste test of micro dwarfs.
Which
So
ones?
yeah, they've been producing. I just Polinchin. What else did we taste test? Quite a few. I just picked my first Allure.
Oh, you've
So
never
excited
grown a
for
lure
that.
before?
I've tried.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's a tough one. For those of you that don't
This
know,
one is so
a
big,
lure is
and
like
it must.
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead. Describe it. I'm just like
It's more of a mini
background.
dwarf than a micro dwarf. And it's fuzzy and variegated. And the fruit,
Fuzzy and variegated is huge. Like
yeah.
for a micro dwarf, and that fruit must be super duper sweet. Super duper sweet. Ask me how I know. It is covered in aphids.
Is it?
And I am like hosing it down daily with the natural.
I wish
And
I
it's
could
just
tell you it
so
was that sweet, but it's not.
I'm excited to try it because I mean, isn't that what you said, that like the sweeter the tomato, the more the aphids like it, the white flies?
That's my new theory. I'm noticing that on my plants. I mean,
My Allure is super sweet.
maybe yours are. Maybe yours are.
I'm hoping.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
it's been like
they're
2
really
years since I grew it, but it's a beautiful plant, but definitely not a
yeah.
micro, definitely a mini dwarf.
So we're gonna taste test that one soon, but yeah,
That's
things
exciting.
are still going. I
So
think
these
I've
are
only
your
had
Micropalooza
two
micros,
different.
then, right? That you're harvesting.
What is it?
These are your Micropalooza plants that you're harvesting from now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then I started. I'm gonna make a mess. I'm gonna do it. Oh, then I got this tray that is way over needing to be up potted. This
Beautiful.
has got a bunch of micro dwarfs in it too. And then some of the stuff that you gave me, I got white baby in here, and
Ah,
your is it your tiny totem cross, right? The first one that you did,
yeah. The drop the micro.
it's in here. There's some peppers. Let me see. Is this white baby? No, this is Spanish dancer. I don't. There's a lot in here, but they are screaming. And then there's this one. Here's carrot
Spanish
leaf.
dancer is going to
Is
get big too, just so you know.
this is Baron's Solmeyer? Is that? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I've never grown that.
It's
Is that a dwarf?
it's carrot leafed. It's a dwarf, not a micro dwarf. A
Right.
dwarf. Look how pretty. I love carrot leaves. There's two of them in here. This one was slow to get going, so he's a little squattier. But yeah, I just made a total drippy mess right in front of myself here. But yeah,
So,
these all need to be
question you have-
potted.
sorry, go ahead, Jen. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just saying they need to be up potted again.
And we can talk about that. So if any of you if it's your first time starting tomato seeds, please don't feel afraid to ask a question. This is for all levels, whether it's beginner or more experienced. I'm going to share my process. Jen will share her process. You know, we have a lot of similarities, but please don't feel afraid or stupid to ask any question, because we want, and even if you're not watching live, if you're watching this recording, we want to be informative. Maybe give you a new tip or two. So that's where we're
Or
at.
you do the same. If there's something that you do differently and it works for you, please let us know, because I'm always open to trying new things and seeing if they work better for me too. I don't ever think that I'm gonna ever become like an expert.
No, there's no experts. Forever.
I like to try new things.
Yeah.
Huh?
We're forever learners, open-minded.
Oh yeah,
New things. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, there's always a little tweaking you can do to the way you do things and make things turn out better for you the next go round. So
Yep. Always.
so
I've been
got
doing
tips.
it a long time, and I'm always still open to new ideas. I wanted to share some videos, not entire videos, but clips of videos of some of I have a tomato seed starting 101 video, and then an up potting video. I had wanted to share segments of that, but this new platform, I don't know how to share videos yet. So I have a couple screenshots, but in the meantime, if you want to check out, I think they may be in the guides in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, but I'm going to put direct links right here in the comments to this first one is my tomato seed starting 101, which is basically what I'm going to talk about today, but obviously more detail in the video. And then I've been up potting.
And I think I've got a on my channel. Like there's one
Oh, you
from like
must.
way I think 3 years ago. It was probably one of the first few videos I did was starting tomato seeds back when I thought I had an extensive collection, which I did not. I thought I was just like, oh, I've got 120 different kinds of tomato seeds. Now I just want to slap myself. Just like, oh my gosh. Now you're really sick. Now you're really sick.
Yeah, you were only slightly demented then. Now you're fully demented.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The second link I just put up is for up potting. But I'll show you. I made some slides. I can probably get through mine quickly. You've got more hands-on stuff.
Yeah, my seeds, the actual starting the seeds is very similar to yours. I think you just start in bigger pots.
Oh, okay.
Like, because I start with smaller ones and then I up pot to the ones that you started. Because I usually start more seeds.
Mm-hmm. Well, you definitely grow more than I do. For years and years and years, and my seed starting video, I think uses actually, I think I have 2 seed starting videos. I used these, which I think are the best pots. I thought were the best pots in the world for starting tomato seeds. You drill holes in the bottom. But last year, Bootstrap Farmer came out with these 3.3 by 3.3. Of course, I know exactly inch pots that I measured the volume, and it holds exactly the same. The reason why I like it is because you can fit 15 plants in one 10 by 20 tray, which before these get top heavy, especially with the process I use. Well, no, they fall over. You need to harden them off outside. So I had been starting in there, but now I've been using these. Solo cups are cheap and you can drill a hole. They're just as good. I just love Bootstrap Farmer. What I do that's a bit unique is I fill up the pots only with halfway full of soil. And I start my seeds right in my precious Fox Farm Ocean Forest. No seed starting mix. I don't mix any cocoa coir in it with anything. They grow right in there. Which I think is part of the reason why my seedlings usually look like they're on steroids. So once I fill up there, then I plant usually 2 seeds per cup. I personally do. You can take a chance with just 1. When you have 2 and then they grow big and they're beautiful and then you torture yourself about not being able to throw it away, it's like this never-ending nightmare. And then as the plant grows, I take off these leaves, the cotyledons, and then I add soil right up until it gets to the top. By this point, once they get to be this size, I will separate the 2 seedlings and move them into their own pot. But tomato plants have these little fuzzy hairs along the stem, and those are just waiting to root. So they like to be buried, whether it's going out in your garden for the first time or whatever. They like to be buried as high as possible. So they get really, really big in here. And I think I have a slide.
Yeah, if you've ever seen a tomato plant that's like fallen over and is close to the ground and you see all this weird stuff growing off of it, almost looks like knots or, those are roots, big old fat roots trying to get into it looks crazy. And you think there's some sort of disease the first time you see it, but that's just roots.
Yep.
Roots all over the stem.
They want to grow. This is just showing our trays before we were seed starting last year. They start, I've got this set up here. It's got heat mats underneath. Heat mats will help the germination process, maybe speed it up by a day or 2. You don't have to have them, but they are helpful. And then I use humidity domes on top, which you can see from the picture. It's basically one of these, and I just use it until they germinate. And then once they've germinated, humidity dome gets off, heat goes off, and again, just continually add soil right up to the top and separate them. These are 4-week-old seedlings from last year, so you can see they're getting pretty big and droopy and are ready to be uppotted. And then these are 7 weeks. Once they outgrow these, and they do by the time we plant out. I love these seedling grow bags. I found this particular size last year. I'll start it, like I'll plant this in here and again keep burying it. And then I'll continually let these out. So they get to be these long things. And you can see from the picture there, those are last year's seedlings. Before I was getting you probably remember, a bigger size. They were like 9 by 9, and they held so much soil, and it only got up to a certain point where I couldn't add soil anymore. So I'm like, I wish they made tall, skinny ones, and they do. And I have, they sell them on Amazon. They're pretty cheap, but I'll get the link for you in a minute. You guys remind me.
And those are really nice too. I have got just the little ones. I've never tried uppotting with big ones like that, and I've never even tried the little ones. But the air roots like to get air, so it makes for a healthier plant. When now I mean I use pots, you'll still have a healthy plant, but I just know that having the circulating and like that will make for a healthier, happier plant. So
they do. And sometimes the roots will start coming out the bottom, and that's okay. I thought I had one last slide. I had a picture of me holding up the seedlings, like when it goes from here, obviously, then they go in the ground or in our raised beds. But I rip those bags off. They say they're biodegradable. I tried one year with just one, and I dug it up the next year. Nothing dissolved. Plus, I don't know what's in, I don't want it in my ground. They rip very easily, just like that, very easily. So, and then I discard them. And I don't think they're very expensive, but I do have a link to, I think the size I get is 17 by 9. And here's a link. That's basically it in a nutshell for me. That's my process. But I think the things I think that make our process really successful for me, honestly, is the adding soil up, and these seedling grow bags. Oh, and the Fox Farm. I think Fox Motion Forest, especially when you're getting, now you're going to these big things, and it's not cheap. I realize that. So maybe you could do like half and half, and that's just my preferred soil. Jen has a different one.
That's where I'm going to come in, because I kind of do the half and half thing, because it is a pricier and I do so many tomato plants. And then I end up like all the leftovers that don't go in my garden, I end up selling them. So, but it does, like that last year was the first year that I used it because of your recommendation and seeing how well your stuff does. But like this year, I think what I'm going to do is I start in my little pots like you do. I filled it up halfway. Can you see? And so I start in these are Bootstrap Farmer as well, pots. I have cheaper ones, like these are from Amazon, I believe, and they're just a lot more flimsier. But they do okay. I bought some from another place that was even cheaper, but they like melted in the sun. I left them out in summer, and I went to pick them all up, and they looked like they'd melted. I mean, we had a hot summer, so, but so I actually have some seeds I'm going to start.
All right.
So I'm going to do dwarf Devil's Garden. I think I tried this last year. So I've got seeds from you, Lauren. I'm going to start those too. So what I'll do is I'm just going to put one in the left corner top, and then one in the bottom. I don't know if I can show you all. Do you see the seeds?
Yep.
There's one there and there. Oh, they're falling over.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to press them slightly in. and just make sure this stays moist. Now, I down in my basement right now, when I first seed start, usually don't need a heat mat because unless it's for like hot peppers, I'll put my hot pepper seeds on a heat mat. But we have a wood pellet stove down there, and it's probably about 85, 90 degrees.
Oh wow.
It's going in. So it's already hot down there. And I did try a humidity dome last year on one tray, and I didn't get as good germination. And then I tried restarting a bunch of those seeds again without the humidity dome, and I did better. So I don't know whether because of how hot it is, like your basement's not
That
hot,
might be, maybe
so
they
it's
were cooking. Well, I don't know. You
so
can't
I was thinking,
germinate.
but maybe it was too hot. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to try the humidity dome. So yeah, see, like different ways work for different people. So
Yeah,
and I'll do the same as Lauren. As these get bigger, I'll add the soil in. What I'm using right now is oh gosh, what is it?
ProMix.
ProMix. Thank you, Lauren. And so I'm going to start my seeds in that. But when I go to up pot, I'll do a half and half, where it's ProMix and then a big old bag of the
Fox Farm. That's a
Fox Farm.
smart way to go about it.
That stuff is so rich. Like you can tell the difference. It is dark in color and it just smells so good.
The Fox Farm.
The Fox Farm. Yeah, it's really, really good.
It's
But ProMix also, I have noticed that ProMix does really well with just like I have all my micro dwarfs in straight ProMix. I didn't use any of the Fox Farm.
Mhm.
And even with like Jennifer, Lauren, Keena, which by the way, here's some more Keenas I started. These babies need uppotted. They are like, let me out of here. But yeah,
how many
like they're
Jennifer are you growing?
Well, my first Keena was, I don't know if any of these are chartreuse sleeved. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. Yeah, but my chartreuse sleeved one didn't produce any fruit, and now it looks like it's. I pulled off a sucker from it because I'm going to try to propagate it and see if maybe if I just start another plant. So I'm going to try to keep that one going, but it hasn't produced any fruit. So I don't know if it's just that plant, that seed, maybe that seed's sterile. But I started some more because my golly, I'm going to get some Keenas if it's the last thing I do. But yeah, Lauren and Jennifer, they both have lots of fruit on them. One of mine is starting to turn, which I'm super excited about.
That is exciting.
But
for those of you who may not know, Keena, Jen, and I had tomatoes named after us by Tatiana at tomatoeden.net. So it was kind of a big thrill of our 2024 was when she told us, if you go on tomatoeden.net, search us up. We've got 3 very unique varieties, so that's very exciting. Let's give us some.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, you do this too when you up pot. Is mycorrhizae.
I use it when I up pot. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So I do too. Too.
I have a link to that also from our last chat. Let me find that. Yeah, that's that mycorrhizal fungi, which is it's like a mushroom powder, which is great for your soil. And that brand has
biochar.
Biostimulants. I'm not thinking well tonight, but biochar
and biochar, kelp, worm castings, humic acid.
Good biostimulants. That's what I was trying to think of. Yes, but everything that Jen does. Here's a link I'll put in the comments, and we want to hear you guys from what your process is. If you have any questions for Jen and I about what we do. Do I use any of the larger bootstrap farmer pots? The 5x5s, I have those too. I had been growing micros in them when I first got them 2 seasons ago. And I still could, but most of them outgrew them. They really needed at least 1 gallon. So I haven't been using them much, to be honest with you. I think I used them for my first generation of my micro, dropped the micro last year because I didn't really need for them to get big or anything. But other than that, I haven't been using them. But they're very nice too. Same quality, very, very nice. How long are they in the grow bags? That's a good question. Longer than they should have been last year, but we had Like it was just every
I
weekend.
remember your windstorm.
Oh, the windstorm. It wasn't even a
Mhm.
windstorm. So we had like weddings and stuff every weekend. So normally they'll go in like May 20 something. Not May 17th, 2 years ago we got frost, but yeah, end of May. And we couldn't get them in the ground. And that was another reason why it was so important for me to have these things that I can continue adding up and keep them healthy. And then we had something called oh shoot, what's not a tornado, something, I don't know. Something,
Cyclone,
no,
something
something
cyclone.
like that. Something burst. It is something burst. I can't, maybe one of you can tell me what it is. So I'm watching, and the saving grace, I tell you, because these things were so, as you saw, so tall and heavy already, they were jammed in tight next to each other, and I have them outside in these Rubbermaid bins like they used to bust tables with holes drilled in the bottom. So the fact that they were in that, which has higher sides and cramped together, saved them. I think there were only one or two that bent in half, but I wanted to die. Microburst. Microburst, that's what it's called.
First.
It actually took out a front tree too. How often do you typically add soil? Honestly, as soon as I mean, I don't do it every day for sure, but depends on how quickly they grow, and they will grow quickly. I guarantee you that adding soil up the stem, right, Jen? They just grow
Oh,
like crazy.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so I really don't do it on a set. Maybe every couple days, maybe once a. It's probably more like once a week. But as soon as I see where there's room, I just certainly don't do it by the millimeters, but like an inch or two, I'll just top it off more.
I think I just did it once last year. Like once it got to the point where it was, I could take off the lower leaves and then just fill it up in here. I just did it that way. And I did notice that I used dry. Dry was easier to get in around the seedlings
Do that.
as opposed to the wet because then it would get all over the leaves of the,
Yeah.
so
And
and then I would moisten.
I'm up potting mine twice. Twice? Yeah. Twice from the pot then to those. So, I mean, if you don't count those as far as how many times I fill it up, it may only be one other time besides up potting. Um, but I'm certainly not neurotic about it. You have a new subscriber, Garden and Grub. How nice. Love your
Oh,
taste
thank
test
you.
videos.
Oh, thank you so much. I have to admit that I did something on my MacBook here, and I don't know how to reverse it, so I cannot see the comments.
Oh,
I can't read them, and I can't get back to the smaller screen. I don't know what I did. Oh,
is that
me
the
and
only thing that's
technology.
gone?
What?
Is that the only thing that's gone? Is the comments?
Well, I'm down. I can see me and you down in the corner. I can't see the other. Like when you put stuff up on the screen, it's very
Huh.
large. It's so large. How do I? It's like everything. Like I zoomed in. I don't know how to zoom back out.
Um,
Wait.
try
Oh
double
wait, I'm
clicking.
doing it. I did this, and it did it.
Oh, good. Drew,
I
do
am
you
so slow.
moisten your growing medium before potting and you bottom water? That's a very good question. I didn't cover watering at all. When I'm starting the seeds, sometimes I'll moisten it, but sometimes I'll do dry. And I use this in the beginning, just a regular sprayer full of water just to moisten the top, because in the beginning you really only need the top wet. And then once they get to a certain point, yes, I bottom water in my trays. And by the time they're in these tall grow bags, they won't be inside for much longer. So I'll just hose down the bottoms. But yes, I do believe in bottom water. Once they get to a certain point, will save you a lot more of a bug problem. And yeah, the roots will just suck it right up. Just make sure there's holes in the bottom of whatever you're planting.
That's
And
another thing we can talk about is sterilizing, because a lot of people do that. They sterilize their seed starting mix if you're starting indoors, which
right.
we do start indoors. And I used to sterilize. I think the first 2 years I seed started, I think I even have videos on it, making my own mix and then pouring boiling water all over it, stirring it up, letting it just steep in hot water because it kills everything. But I found, and that's fine to do that if you don't want bugs, because it works. I didn't have a bug issue, but then you have to fertilize like a lot.
Yeah.
If you just put your plants in soil that's going to feed them, then you only have to water until they get to a certain point. Like I do use, when they get to be about this big, I will start fertilizing them once a week. And I've been using this Jack's tomato feeds 12, 15, 30.
Oh yeah, you were
Um,
telling me about that.
I just got this in bulk. I got like 4 of them to keep, because I'm almost out of the one for all my winter growing in the basement. But yeah, I think like once a week I'll fertilize them. But yeah, the pest issue,
You
I think
have
I'd rather have that
natural you wanted
than.
to show. Your
Oh
natural.
yeah, I've been using this. I think it's working. Did someone mention this?
My show or Tomato Talk Live, but a member told us about.
It was Tomato Talk Live, because like right afterwards, I remember the comment. I went and looked it up, and it was like on Amazon, you could buy like a tub of it
I
for
know.
$600, and I was like, no.
It's so hard to find anything but those tubs for like $500-$600. But the member
And then you mentioned
shared a link to a fig
Yeah.
tree site, and they sold it in smaller.
Yeah.
I think my package is a little larger than yours, but not
Yeah,
much.
they had like 3 different ones, and I think I went with the middle one. There's like one that's even smaller than this, and then I forget, what is this, like 2 ounces or something? Yeah, 2 ounces, and I think they had 1 ounce, and then they had, I forget what the third one was, but it was very much more affordable, and it doesn't take a whole lot, and I think it's working. It's definitely working with gnats. The aphids is still a work in progress. Like I told you, my allure. I don't know. They're just all like drawn to it.
Well, maybe yours is super sweet.
I sure hope it is. If it isn't, that's going to
I'm trying
discount your theory.
to get a link for all of you to be able to get. Here it is. To be able
There's
to.
got to be something in the plant, because peppers do the same thing. Like little jerks are killing I've got 3 pepper plants down there that I up potted, and one of them's already dead because of these stupid aphids.
Peppers. I just can't grow them indoors. I mean, I do, but they get so.
I start my seeds inside, so I'm like so freaking out now.
And by the way, if you don't grow anything indoors in the winter and you're just starting seeds inside, there's a very good chance you won't have any bugs. I'm growing stuff down here all the time, and so I get infestations and all of that. But I didn't used to have, until I started growing indoors in the winter, I didn't used to have a bug problem. Pepper plants I do, but tomatoes I didn't.
I haven't really, like, the only thing I think is because I used the same pots for Jennifer Kina, because those are indeterminate plants. I used the same pots that I had dwarves in outside, and the pots had been sitting outside for a very long time. I've never had aphid issues until I brought those inside. So like I think potting mix probably has like gnats, and I don't know, that maybe some other things, but I've never had aphids with just using potting soil. I think it's because I brought all my outdoor stuff inside and just up potted.
I don't usually bring in and out, and I still have an aphid problem. But you know what's funny? It's worse this year than it's ever been. Like last year wasn't nearly this bad with these little pink things. I think I just grow too much inside. By the way, gang, I just put a link in the group. If you're interested in this natural, it is OMRI certified. And that was important to me when I found out that I could use it. I'd like to grow organically when I can. You have to believe Jen and I when we say if you Google natural, it's GNATROL, you will find $500 tubs. This
fig bid. I think it's fig bid.
Like trees or something, but they sell them in 3 different sizes. So verdict's still out for me. I think it's working, but he swears by it. So that's
so I'm giving it a go. Oh, and he also I feel like he messaged me afterwards. He told me to make sure, like, because I had made like a whole gallon of it, and he said you want to use that within like a week because it goes funky.
Okay.
Like So now I'm just going to be making like smaller batches and then trying to just keep spraying with the same spray, dumping it out, and then starting fresh with another week because it gets.
Yeah,
I
I think
guess
I made
it smells.
too.
It smells like shampoo. Does
Yeah,
yours smell like shampoo? They poured it in there. I was like, "Oh, I'd wash my hair with this." It smelled really good because you think when you're trying to do something like this, you think of like nasty chemical smells, and I'm like pouring it in there. I was like, smells like apples, like an apple orchard.
um,
Yeah, they stink. So
Mountain
that's
Hill
a plus.
Woods says, I see that the bags are porous, so I'm not as worried about them now. The height looks like it would really help protect them. Yeah, like I said, I was using 9 by 9 because those were the biggest, I think. But this actually takes less soil, and I'm just adding it up the important along the stem. I'll put the link in the group again for anybody that may be interested. They're not expensive, but and they if this link will take you to a site that has like a million different sizes. The size I'm talking about here is 17 by 9 or something like that. There it is. Marie said we had bomb cyclone and we stayed wet so long. I had one tomato plant grow into one of the sound wave pepper plants so bad I just wanted them together. Called them my salsa plants. Oh, that's a good story.
Oh, nice.
Garden Girl says there's a lady on YouTube that starts her seeds in play sand, claims she doesn't get aphids, and adds 1 inch of sand on top of her pots with soil. I've done that before. I've done the sand thing, and that didn't help me.
Didn't work for you.
Starts her seeds in play sand. Wow.
Someone's also told me perlite or vermiculite, putting that all over the top can help. Maybe that was with algae. Maybe that wasn't with
I don't
bugs.
know.
Maybe
I
it was with
think
algae.
I've heard that too. We had this conversation last month, I think, when we were talking. Last month, if you missed our show, it was on growing tomatoes indoors, and Jen and I were discussing it.
Show.
What?
These are saving life.
Ah,
I said we mentioned these too. That and fly sticky traps. Yep. Just keep
Yep.
them in every pot.
Yep. Well, honestly, like I don't need to put those in my pots when I'm starting seedlings indoors. It's
Oh,
really
no, not when you start
indoors.
seeing.
Yeah. But they are the best. Blah blah says sprinkling coffee grounds on the soil. I'm not sure if I've heard that one. I've done cayenne,
I put
pepper.
grounds in my compost. I have the people at work, they always bring me all their coffee grounds because I don't drink coffee anymore. So, yeah.
A lot of coffee grounds. Cynthia Stone
How far?
says I use those sticky things a lot with peppers. Yeah, they're great. They're great.
Yes.
And I definitely use them in my indoor micro dwarfs. Did you get those started, Cynthia, or you say you're doing that this weekend? Marie said,
how many minutes are you into the comments?
What's up?
How many minutes are you into the comments? Because I'm like trying to catch up, and I'm
Oh,
like,
you can see them again?
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know you got them back. I have a pair of anole lizards and a couple of frogs that made it into my hoop house. Luckily, bugs haven't been so bad. That's good. And farm. Hi there. I've been battling spider mites and use a mix of rubbing alcohol, water, and Dawn and a sprayer. Wonder if that would kill aphids too. A few days in of spraying and not seeing much mite activity. I've tried that recipe too. Didn't work for me. And yeah, I've tried a number of recipes, but I've tried that. And
Do you remember what kind of soap you used?
soap? Yeah, I used the safe soap. What the heck is it? Castile. Dr. Bronner's Castile soap or something like that.
I was reading today antibacterial soap.
Really?
That's what it said. So I was thinking maybe I'd try that because Ben got antibacterial soap for washing his belly after he had surgery.
Oh, okay.
And got a ton of it. And I'm like,
bacterial would do to the plant, though.
I don't know. I hope not much. except kill the bugs.
Well, bugs. I'm just wondering how the plant would do with it. But you said
I don't know. Maybe I'll spray it on like the dead pepper plant that's infested with things.
Spray it on Wilma.
It's already dead.
Oh, good, Cynthia. I know she was said she was behind in her microdwarfs. Planted like 60 micros in the hydroponics. Did you plant bee times McBeth?
Ooh. Wow.
I've tried neem oil too. It worked outside
Yes.
for a number of things, but inside I haven't had good luck. There's like a recipe with that. I feel like Ken gave it to me. It's like the neem oil and rubbing alcohol. The salt too.
I think they always say mix
Yeah,
soup
he said
into
that
it.
works for him, and I just didn't have good luck with it. Thanks, Terry. Yeah, eventually I came to it. Castile soap, lavender Castile might help. I have the essential oils. I can make lavender Castile for sure. Garden grub. How do you use the seedling bags? Do you plant it with the tomato seedling, or do you take the plant out before planting? What are the pros and cons? I don't plant it in there. That the listing does tell you that it's biodegradable. We tried it with one once and it didn't work. So no, once they are big, and by the way, I just keep this rolled down and I'll roll it up as needed. So it's not, this giant bag with soil down to here, but they rip right off. And then I don't know if you heard Jen and I discussing air pruning a couple minutes ago, but the pros to it, the air pruning is it allows the roots to get super healthy and not get root bound by getting, spiraling out of control, looking for a side. Cons, I guess, would just be, to the seedling grow bags in general, I can't think of any. I don't know that they're certified organic. I would say that, but mine are only in there for a short time. Adding soil can get expensive, but
Yeah, that would be the only con.
But you
Your
don't even
soil.
have to use. You don't even have to buy process to use these. They make them in all kinds of sizes. Some people, one
They
of
have
you,
little tiny ones.
one of them starts their seeds right in these.
Mhm.
So
I have the tiny ones. I'm gonna grab them real quick. I'll show you how tiny they get.
JWT says half Fox Farm and half Pro Mix seed starting mix makes for great seedlings. I've done it this way the past 6 years. That's good to know. Definitely good to know. Which
There's
Pro
a little
Mix are
trick.
you talking about? Because there's a bunch. Which Pro Mix?
It's the one that's in the red bag, and it says that it's got the mycorrhizae fungi in it. I can't remember which one it is. I can go run to the garage and show you. So if you turn them inside out, this is the little ones.
They're so
So
cute.
they come like this. And if you try planting them like in there, because at the bottom, like that, they'll fall over and stuff. So someone taught me this little trick. Fold them inside out, and it creates
that's a
almost
good
like a square bottom, and they'll stand upright a lot better. But yeah, I was thinking about. I got these on Temu, which no more shopping at Temu anymore. But yeah, so I've been tossing around the idea of like doing some of my like dwarves, because I'm going to start some dwarves, do the garage dwarfs,
Yep.
like we did last year. So starting them early and just seeing how they do in these bags. So I like to try new stuff. I don't keep doing the same thing. Like I said, I just want to try new things. And
Yeah, last year I think we may have talked about this recently, but last year I tried I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago. I tried an experiment of starting seeds in the net cups that you use for hydroponics. It's like
you did a video on that, right?
What's that?
Don't you have a video of that?
I do. I have a video on my YouTube channel.
Videos?
Yeah, it was one of my first
was
videos.
like
Yeah.
I think it was like the first video I watched of you, and I was like, "Oh, she's so cute." But what is she talking about? I'd never heard of net before.
Okay.
I had no idea what you're talking about.
Well, normally for like an aero garden or a hydroponic thing, if you have them, there are these plastic cups with kind of holes all around them so the roots can grow down and all of that. And they make them in all kinds of sizes. And I don't know where on earth, I feel like I saw somebody on YouTube or maybe something written saying that I think it was on a message board, and they swore by starting their seeds in it because it gives you that air pruning thing that we were just talking about versus, my Bootstrap Farmer or one of these. So I did an experiment. I would like to redo the experiment because I don't know. I feel like I need to redo it. But the long and short of what happened was that I didn't see a benefit to the neck cups at all. But I'd like to try it again and be a little more scientific about it, I think.
Yeah. Sometimes it's fun to play around with things.
Here's things. Oh, I
question.
strongly peat pots are generally not the best things to start seeds in. They always look and sound great because it's natural and it's recycled and all of that, but they dry out seedlings very quickly. Do you agree? Do you like peat pots?
The only one I've only used peat pots like when I think like you get like a little, I don't know, from like the Dollar Tree or something, or you get I think I got a couple free gifts of seeds and then they threw in like one of the little peat pot discs. No, I don't like them. I just didn't really have any luck with them. I don't even know if I could get my seedlings going in them. So like I don't. No to the peat pots or the little peat discs or whatever. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against peat. Just starting seedlings in a peat pot. They just dry everything out.
So if it works for you, though, you do you. Go for it. Here's a question. Can you speed up Garden and Grub says, can you speed up the maturity date by starting earlier, or does it matter? It depends when you put it in the ground.
We just had this conversation in the group a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I posed the question. Depends on how much earlier, honestly. I find that I can start some seeds like a week apart, and the other one will catch up with it once it's planted in the ground. But if we're talking like 3-4 weeks, obviously that's kind of hard. They do speed up once they get outside. But the question was, when you're looking at a packet of seeds, it'll say days to maturity. And what they're referring to is from the day it's planted in its final spot.
In the ground.
Ripen. It doesn't
put it in the ground starting 70 to 80 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it is, but it is confusing because, we start the garage tomatoes, do some dwarfs that I start earlier and then put in 5-gallon grow bags. I can handle that inside, and then I'll drag them out during the day when it's sunny and drag them inside at night. So I get some early tomatoes. But I started starting my seeds last year. So 1 week I would do a bunch, the next week I would do a bunch. And I think we did 3 weeks of that. And honestly, the plants just all caught up to each other.
They all catch up to each other. Yeah. Okay. But it's easier. It was easier on me to do it that way instead of just sitting down and planting 450 different varieties of seeds at once. I did the same as you. I succession sowed. I did 2 trees every week for like 4 or 5 weeks. This year I'm going to do my lawn keepers the very, very last.
I did last year, but it still wasn't late enough.
Yeah, it was not late enough. But yeah, I have noticed that the second you get everything in the ground, they all catch up to each other. Like sometimes I'll plant things weeks later. Tomato plants, little story time. When I first started my own seeds indoors, I started them, I think the first year was like late March. And I had the best year. It was my first year gardening, first year starting seeds. And this was only 6 years ago. I'm very novice. I'm new at all this. But I was so excited. I thought to myself, well, I'm going to start them super early next year and I'll get tomatoes super early. I did a little bit earlier. I think I started the beginning of March the next year. And I didn't really notice a whole big difference. Maybe a tiny bit with the cherries. And then the next year I was like, oh, I'm going to start mid-February. But There's not a big difference. No, don't start your stuff like super duper early because it's just going to be a hassle. Because especially where I live, you have to drag them in, drag them out, drag them in, drag them out, and then they get to be so big.
I think every tomato head has lived that story. I did it.
It makes it
so
difficult to plant them.
Yeah, it's and
They're
I
huge.
often with members that get so ambitious and think you can handle it, and I see so many having to start seeds over because they just can't accommodate the plant anymore. The plant starts stressing because you don't have anything bigger than this, and it's not going to look good. It's so hard to restrain. Believe me, I'm having a hard time right now, but you have to trust Ben and I. We would not lie to you. You're not gaining anything too early.
Not make that big of a difference. It doesn't. Sadly, I have been disappointed, and like every time and I'm even starting a little later. I think I'm starting stuff even a week later than I did last year because, like you said, everything catches up. It all catches up, and it ends up the same fruit and the same once I've got it in the ground. So it's just like
I'll have mine started hardening off already, and I get a great tomato from you or quinoa or something, and I'm like, I've got to grow this year. Like now, I'll start the seeds. They'll be. I mean, they're not going to obviously catch up.
You never tell. Yeah.
Yeah, you would never. No, I think I've planted seeds into May before. Into May.
Yep.
But we have a longer growing season than some. I mean, our first frost is like October 15th or so. But it's enough. I have a couple things I'm working on. I was able to grow 2 generations of them last summer to try to speed things along. They were early ones to ripen, but still, so I can get 2 seasons. But yes, you have to trust us, not just start early, as tempting as it is. Peppers normally you would start a little earlier. Hot peppers you start a lot earlier, but yeah, don't fall for it. Trust us, we wouldn't lie to you. Yeah. Adrian Baker says, I like to grow a lot of cowpeas in the summer outside. The aphids will cover them all over an arched trellis. They are awful for me in Georgia. I've found nothing to keep them knocked back.
That sounds horrific.
Aphid problems outside at all.
So that's a trap crop.
Trap crop.
Trap all your aphids on your cowpeas. Oh, man.
I grew cowpeas one year. I think it's something I just need a farm for, to grow cowpeas, but that's good to know. I only have the aphid problem indoors. I don't have it outdoors. But we do have hornworm, and I talk about this all the time, but I highly encourage you to grow an herb/flower called borage, borage. This will be like our 4th year, I think, planting borage. We heard it was a deterrent from tomato hornworms, and I swear we just don't get them anymore. It's weird. Once in a while, but none. And I plant one borage plant in each of those beds. You can find them anywhere that seeds are sold.
I winter sowed a couple of jugs with borage.
Did you? I wonder how that'll do.
I hope it does well.
Yeah.
Trying to bring in all the pollinators.
Been looking for those really small pebbles that you use in hydroponics. I thought they might work in the Aero garden, but guess not. She's got a strong feeling about peat pots. Me too. Ooh. That was another lesson I learned. Brandy says, I feel like those peat pots are a hazing tactic for gardeners. Oh, you can imagine, though, it's our first year gardening, right? And we're all excited, and we're at Home Depot getting supplies, and look at this. It's cooked right in, or it's cooked. It's growing right in a fertilizer pot. It's perfect. What's not to think great about that? It's natural and all of that. Yeah, I think we all go.
Not if you have to stand there with the watering can.
Surfactants are agents that reduce surface tension. True detergents are surfactants that can make dirt not stick to stuff like your clothes or whatever. Interesting. Akelia says, Jen, I was thinking of using the little bags in my winter sewing containers to make the dividing easier. What a good idea.
Oh, yeah. That's a
idea.
Good thought.
Look at you go. 2 snaps.
Are you just talking like flowers and herbs and such? Because I'll just literally just rip chunks apart, and it seems to be fine that way. I dump out the whole jug, and then I just take like 5 or 6 chunks of whatever I'm growing. But like if you're doing individual flowers, like if you want like one zinnia and one seed per pot, that would be something to do.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
That's pretty cool.
Eva's asking, is Timu safe?
I mean,
Probably just
it's
as safe as
expensive
Amazon.
now.
Right? Is Timu?
I mean, I guess because of the comment I made. That's just because of the tariffs. That's because I made that comment because of the tariffs. I'm not gonna be paying oodles of money to get my stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, I found it to. I mean, the stuff came pretty quickly, and it seems like good stuff. I bought from it a couple of times. So, but yeah, that's why I said that.
Cynthia Stone got me that from Timu, I'm pretty sure. My nice
Yeah.
tomato neon.
Yeah, Ben got me them from Timu as well.
Cynthia Stone says, "Good idea, Tria Akelia. You win the idea of the night." If anybody has any questions, we still have 15 minutes left, and we'll do our giveaway, of course. But or share with us what you do. I know I've had to miss a lot of comments. I'll try to go back to some of them, but we want to hear perhaps a way you've tweaked, maybe something that I do or Jen does, or you do something really different or the standard way. Share with us. If you're a new grower, we'd love to say hi. Just give us a hi and tell us it's your first year, and we will take you under our wings and we will make you into a tomato head.
When you're done with your comment, I got one I want to throw up because I think it's hilarious.
Okay. I'm trying to find out why Fox Farm won't ship to my area. Amazon is sending me around to a lot of irrelevant options. Is there still the ability to contact the seller or contact Amazon? I'm not really sure. I mean, when I get them from Amazon, it comes from a third-party seller. I like this one.
Walmart.
What's that?
Where I got mine last year for the best deal I could find was Walmart.com, and I think it was like $30 a bag.
30?
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Yeah.
I've got my garden center. I have to travel half an hour to it, but I can get it for $19.99.
Yeah.
A bag.
There's nowhere close to me that I can get it like that. I think that when I came and met up with you, I ran across a garden center and stopped, and I bought you a bag because they were $23, and I thought I just won the lottery.
Yeah, 1 cubic foot. These are the smaller bags. So yeah, once in a while you can catch it in the 20s on Amazon, but most of the time it's crazy. So yeah, breaking it up with something less expensive would be a good option for sure. But as far as shipping to you, I'm not really sure. I've never had a problem with Amazon shipping to me. I know I've noticed that the third-party seller that it usually comes from is one called Esben Shades, which I'll put the link up. I've talked about it a few times. Once in a while, you can find damaged bags that are taped back up that are $14.99 a bag with shipping. It's still like in the low 20s. Did you do it?
I scored last weekend.
You did?
8 bags. 8 bags.
You got 8 from there? From
I've been checking like every week for months now. I'll go on and look. No bags. And last weekend I put in an order for 4. And then I thought, because it was like the best deal with the shipping. Because I put in like ordering 3, and then it actually went up to be more. I put in an order for 6 or 5, I think it was, and it was more. So 4 was the sweet spot with shipping. Okay. And I ordered twice, and I got. Oh my God. I just got it the other day while I was at work. There was like the door, you couldn't like see the door to my house because he just stacked them all up in front of my door. He was probably just like flinging them at my door. Like, what are you ordering?
Yeah, it's such a good deal. I scored about 2 weeks ago, but they only had 2. And I'm always testing it because put in like 5 and it'll say we don't have enough damaged bags, and then I'll try 4 and 3. So 2 is the sweet spot that day, but 8 I have never scored like that.
Yeah, I apologize. I got them all.
I put in that's all right. We have a garage full of it still. Rob even said that when the order from Esmond Shades came in, he's like, "Do we need more soil?" I'm like, "Well, of course we do. It's tomato season." But we do have a very large pile of reused we reuse the soil outside, amend it with other things. Don't bring it inside, but outside.
All right, here's the comment I wanted to put up.
I'm sorry, what, Jen?
Oh, I was just going to say, here's the comment I wanted to put up: lettuce salad. Where are ladybugs? You know, I have a tomato costume, but I don't have a ladybug.
It probably swarm all over you, the tomato.
Yeah, come to me, tomato.
I like your name, lettuce salad. I just put a link to Esmond Shades in the chat. Just check once in a while, and put in like Fox Farm damaged bag. And sometimes there won't be any. A lot of times there won't be any, especially if Jen keeps going at it. But sometimes you can score. It's a great price.
I've been checking forever. Somebody else is going at it because
WT can get 1.5 cubic foot for 13. Look how high the score in your area. That's why I buy mine. I've tried that.
I don't have a hydroponic store for it. I'm lucky I got a Walmart.
Wow, that is quite a price. Lisa,
yeah, well, you're almost stealing it there.
Rural King has them for $19.99 or $19.99.
We were supposed to be getting a Royal King. I've still got my fingers crossed.
What that is.
They're always telling us that it's like, I would say would you say it's similar to like a Tractor Supply, but maybe there's more variety of like clothing and things. I feel like that's a Royal King. I might be wrong, but I feel like I've watched a couple of people vlog and they go to Royal King, and I'm just like, man, I want one.
Yeah, sounds like it'd be right up our alley. Tractor Supply is big around here.
Yeah. Well, I got one of those, thankfully.
And you
get my chicken.
Try Amazon once in a while. You'll get a sale. This time of year, you won't find any sale. Mountain Mule Harwood says, I tried soil blocking last year for the first time using ProMix plus water in a big container, and then up-potted them into bootstrap containers with Fox Farms Ocean. I liked the soil blocking. Now, that is one thing I have not tried yet, and I want to.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, same.
I really want to. Bootstrap Farmer sells a soil block.
I've seen that done with, like, making your own compost, too. Like, I think, who is that? Charles Dowding? I think he soil blocked with, like, I think I watched a video where he soil blocked with 3 different things. One was just like seed starting mix, and then he started with his own compost that he made. You know, you like sift it and just leave out all the fine stuff to start your seeds in. But he soil blocked, and you know, anything he does, he makes it seem so magical. Yeah. I want to do it too. But yeah, I've never soil blocked, but I've definitely.
What's that?
I think we went to a festival. What was the Homesteaders of America? It's not a festival. It's Homesteaders of America. But they had a booth there, and they had like the soil blockers, and I was almost going to pull the trigger and
considered getting them. Bootstrap Farmer has some really cool videos on their YouTube channel showing soil blocking and all that. It always sounds so good. We have a couple more minutes. Try to get to some more questions here. I love my Arrow Garden for tomatoes and peppers. They went out of business, but are making, they're coming back. They went out of business, and now they've announced that they're coming back. I guess the demand.
People rioted, and they were like, well, okay.
They must have. Now I can keep getting my tabletop grow lights I love so much. Fox Farm is not sold east of the Mississippi River. I'm east of the Mississippi River. They sell it.
Yeah, so am I.
Yep.
I've seen it there's a place I like to go to, but it's about like an hour and 15 minutes away. And they have like the bigger bags. Like that's the smaller bag you said. Mm-hmm. What is the other one? Is it 2 cubic or 3 cubic? Is it double that bag?
Yeah.
Got a handle on the.
Yeah.
It's more like they sell those, and I believe those were $32 or something. So those were a better deal.
That's a
But
good deal. I would get those every
yeah.
day of the week. You can check Walmart and Home Depot online. They probably won't have it in store, but they can ship to the store. Um, I mean, I'm kind of out in farm country, and I can find it within like 30 minutes one way. Actually, only 10 minutes one way. They're not the cheapest, but they are under 30, so I guess that's pretty cheap. But yeah, they do. You just have to, I would Google it and do like under shopping and find locations by you, or go on the Fox Farm website and you can have a location finder and they can hopefully find you a garden center that has it.
Ooh, I got a comment. Drew Black said diatomaceous earth got rid of the aphids on his roses last year. Okay, I have DE. I use that for I feel like my squash get attacked by, is it flea beetles or something, and I've been using it on those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to use that indoors though.
Yeah.
It's very
That's the other thing with some of these chemicals and stuff.
Mhm.
Not only for the plant, but obviously for living with it yourself.
Yeah.
Son, Fox Farm is available 2 locations by me in Central Jersey. Son, there's a place in White House Station on Route 22. Garden center that starts with an H. I'll message you. But they're the ones that have it for $19.99 a bag. I've even seen it on sale for $17.99 a bag. So, White House Station isn't all that far from Flemington, so you can totally get it there. What the heck is it? Something landscape. It starts with an H. I don't know, but I will let you know. And then I've ordered from Home Depot a couple of years ago. They had a really good sale, like $19.99 a bag. And they didn't have it in the store, but they had it somewhere, and they were able to ship to the store. And then I picked it up. So, got to be creative, but you can once in a while score like Jen did. I'm jealous. Just found the Fox Farm at my local Ace for $16.99. Excellent.
What?
We have an Ace.
Really?
The best potting soil they have at our Ace is that black gold stuff. I don't think they sell big bags of that, but that's a good score.
I don't know that my Ace sells.
We're all helping each other find Fox Farm. I'm on the southeast here in Louisiana. Our feed and seed stores have it for $21.98 for the biggest bag they offer. That's probably that cubic foot one. That's a deal.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah.
Here's another question. Do you sift your Fox Farm soil before planting seeds? I don't sift anything. Nope. I mean, if there's like a big chunk of wood, like every once in a while I get a like a little twig or something and I'll pick it out. But
yeah, I do that too.
I don't sift. I do too many plants. I start way too many seeds. I can't.
I don't think those are true. I mean, I've been using it for years, and I know it can seem like your seeds are so delicate and you want the plants to come up, and it can seem like, how could these seeds possibly push up through this heavy soil? Because when it's wet, it gets heavy. I think that's part of the reason why it doesn't dry out as much. But they do. They just pop right up. But I don't sift either. But I do take out those chunks of wood that are in there.
Yeah. Put them in my compost pile.
Inez McCall. Hi, Inez. I'm trying soil blocking this year myself. Homemade one. Interesting.
Oh, neat.
Neil Brown says you can mix diatomaceous earth and water and allow it to settle some of the mist on the plant. Good to know. But Robin, make sure it's food grade.
All right, awesome. Yes.
Marie,
absolutely.
I do not. I don't add anything else other than what's in. If you're using the Fox Farm, which again, it can be cost prohibited. So it's not I don't think it's as essential in the seed starting as it might be as it gets a little bit bigger. But I don't add anything. It's got kelp meal. It's got mycorrhizal fungi, worm castings, bat guano. It's got good stuff, so no need, and I don't have to fertilize really until they get much bigger. Um, like once they're at this stage and outside being hardened off, I'll sometimes fertilize. But
When I made my own seed
put
starting
any more
mix, I would
additives
add.
to yours, Jen?
When I made my seed starting mix, like when I would sterilize it, once it was sterilized and cooled down, I would add worm castings, bat guano, and then some sort of like pelleted fertilizer, like a slow release of some sort, and mix that all in. But yeah, all that just takes more time. So now I'm just like, I ain't got time for all that.
Yeah. And the
If I
bugs,
was doing it small, like
the
when I first started, I was doing it small, I'd still do it that way. But
um,
I'm too
bugs will
big. I
hurt
do
the
too.
pepper plants, but bugs are more annoying than anything else for tomatoes. But again, if we're talking seedlings, it's a very good chance you won't have any bugs at all. Um, the other thing I wanted to say is if you're a new grower, oftentimes, once we plant those seeds, we're going to be staring at those cups, anxiously awaiting for them to pop up. When you pop up, it's like a miracle every time, and it's so beautiful. As they get a little bit bigger, often tomato plants they can turn purple underneath the leaves and even on the stem. Don't be alarmed. It's just a environmental thing. Maybe it might be a little chilly for them or whatever, but they always recover. It's not anything to be alarmed about, but it's pretty common to have all of a sudden the leaves and the stem can look purple underneath. It's a-okay. And as I've tried Coast of Maine soil, it's a really nice soil. I don't think it's any cheaper than Fox Farm, but it's a really nice organic soil.
I've never heard of it.
No? I bet you know the bag. I bet you would notice it. Tanya's Townhouse Garden. Soil blocking saves so much space and germination's great. I've got 560 onion seeds on one shelf. Wow, that's excellent.
Oh.
All right, one more question. I've got the fam here. I want to go visit.
Well, we've really had like a lot of good questions tonight.
Yeah.
I am like in love with it.
Cordaro says,
We'll have to do it again.
make sure that, Cordaro does sift. I do just make sure there's no woody material on top of my tomato seeds in the ocean forest, but they do thrive in it. And Heidi says, I thought the purple was so pretty. It is pretty. It is pretty when I remember the first time it happened to us, I'm like, oh my God, it's dying. But they recover. It's really usually just an environmental thing. Drew loves Coast of Maine products too. All right, this will be the last question. Marie says, besides a fan, is there anything I can do to prevent hardening off? My hoop house is way humid. On warmer days, I open it up all the way and turn on all the fans. To prevent hardening off, I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Hardening off is when you're like acclimating them to the sun.
Right.
Is it something else that you mean?
The hoop house is getting too hot, it sounds like, but prevent hardening off, I'm not really sure. I don't know.
That's all I do. The fans. I have the fans oscillating back and forth on my plants and.
Dampening off. I guess I missed the first part of the question.
Dampening off. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Instead
I
of
haven't really had all that much issue with dampening off.
No, I haven't either.
Now I'm going to just.
But I also don't have a humid greenhouse, so that's not my wheelhouse. Marie says, sorry.
See, I don't start my seedlings in my most of the time. I don't start them in my greenhouse. I start them indoors. So by the time they go out into my greenhouse, they're pretty well established.
All right.
And I got to keep them from drying out. So got the opposite problem.
All right. So we're going to give away. Thank you all for being here and for your.
Yes, this was so much fun. Thanks for all the questions.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Oh, what'd you do?
Oh, no. Okay. We're good.
There you go. You did it. What time is it? How long have we been at it? Oh, an hour and a half. That just flew right by.
Karen Leduzet. Congratulations, Karen. You can private message John Kramer, Kramar. And thank you again, John, for offering this giveaway. $25
Yes,
to
thanks,
tomatoeden.net.
John.
That was pretty awesome, John. Thank you for your generosity. And we will see
Very awesome.
you guys back next month, which is March. I'll be just newly back from Florida, March 7th.
You better have a tan. No.
Nice.
You said March 7th?
March 7th. Yep.
March
And
7th.
I'll let you guys know what the topic is. We could talk up potting for sure, but maybe have another topic too. We'll discuss. But
Yeah, y'all had so many wonderful questions. I was digging. I love answering the questions.
That's why live is just so special. And for those of you watching the recording, we honor you also and thank you. If you don't subscribe to our YouTube channels, Jen's at Jen Joy, and I'm at Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. And if you can subscribe to us on Instagram, Jen's page is at JenJoy383. And mine is at Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. You can find all kinds of tomato related stuff in there. And of course, our group, Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap on Facebook. If you don't do Facebook anymore, rejoin just to be a part of our community because you won't be sorry. And Jen, thank you. I love you. I love these 90 minutes together.
Oh, it's so wonderful to sit and chat with you and answer all the questions. I loved being with everybody.
Me too. Me too. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next month.
Peace and love.
Bye. Gratitude on and go grow tomatoes.
And Jen, enjoy your day.
Bye, everybody.